Welcome back, Deep Divers. Today we're diving into 500 Social Media Marketing Tips by Andrew McCarthy.
Oh yeah, this one's packed with stuff.
It is, right? A lot of you requested this one, so let's unpack those tips, see what we can really use to boost those social media strategies.
Definitely. One thing that really jumps out from the start is McCarthy's emphasis on how much social media has changed. It's not just about blasting out sales messages anymore.
It's not, is it? Feels like everyone's trying to figure out this new landscape.
Right, and McCarthy really hits on this shift from what can we sell you to what can we do to help you.
Yeah, he talks about that a lot. Does that really make a difference? I mean, it sounds good, but is that subtle shift the game changer he makes it out to be?
It's huge. Think about it. When you're scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, what actually makes you stop and engage with a brand?
Good question. I guess it's the stuff that makes me laugh or teaches me something new, or, if I feel like I'm getting something useful out of it, if it just feels like buy this, buy that, keep scrolling.
Exactly. And that's what McCarthy comes the what's in it for me factor. Organic reach is declining. Competition is fierce. You can't just shout into the void and expect results anymore.
So it's about understanding your audience and giving them something they actually want. Makes sense.
Right. Anticipate their needs, provide genuine value, and that ties into another big thing he talks about, emotional triggers.
Oh, yeah. Humor, awe, things like that. Those definitely grab my attention.
For sure. And there are some classic examples of brands using this really effectively. Think about that Dollar Shave Club video. Our blades are fing great.
Oh, yeah. Hilarious. And it totally worked.
Right. It went viral. They weren't just selling razors. They were selling an experience, a feeling. That's what McCarthy's talking about. Evoking emotion, particularly positive ones, makes your brand memorable, makes people more receptive.
So understand your audience, tap into their emotions. What else is crucial in this new social media world?
Consistency. It's not just about quality content. It's about showing up regularly. McCarthy uses this great analogy of building a campfire.
Okay, I like where this is going.
You got to keep adding fuel, right? If you only throw a log on every few days, the fire's going to die out. Same with social media.
So how often are we talking? Like every hour?
Yeah.
Multiple times a day?
He recommends aiming for 1-3 updates per day on most platforms. It's a balance, though. You want to stay top of mind without overwhelming people. He calls it maintaining visibility.
So if you disappear for a week, you're basically buried.
Basically. And then there's another layer to this. Algorithms.
Oh, yeah, those mysterious algorithms.
Oh, hey, the systems platforms use to decide what people see. And they're always changing. So what worked last month might not work today.
Always moving the goalposts.
It's like trying to hit a moving target. Flexibility is key.
Yeah.
McCarthy uses the example of Facebook and how they've changed their stance on those link share posts, 1 minute they're favored, the next they're not. You got to adapt.
Okay, so we've got the changing landscape, the what's in it for me focus, emotional triggers, and consistent posting. Anything else we should be thinking about?
Customer service. It's completely transformed by social media. It used to be something that happened behind closed doors. Now it's a public spectacle.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely seen some customer service meltdowns go viral.
Exactly. One bad experience can really damage your brand. McCarthy has some solid advice for navigating this.
Let's hear it. What's the golden rule?
Don't ignore negative feedback. Address it head on. Be prompt. Be professional. Acknowledge the issue. Apologize if needed. Show you're taking action to fix it.
It's so tempting to just delete those negative comments or pretend you didn't see them.
Right. But it backfires. Ignoring it just erodes trust. Transparency and taking ownership are key. There's this great example he uses about a brand that actually turned a negative situation into a positive one.
Oh, tell me about that. I love a good comeback story.
So, a City Bike customer, he rips his pants falling off one of their bikes.
Ouch.
Right. But instead of just a generic apology, they went above and beyond, delivered him a voucher for new pants.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is. And of course, the customer shares the whole thing on Twitter, generates all this positive PR for City Bike, turned a disaster into a win by being proactive and empathetic.
Proof that going the extra mile really pays off.
Yeah.
Okay, we've covered a lot about the changing mindset of social media, but the book is called 500 Social Media Marketing Tips. I'm ready to get tactical. Where do we even begin with 500 tips?
Well, he breaks it down by platform. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, even Vine, Snapchat, blogging. It's a lot, but we'll break it down.
Sounds good. I know visuals are huge these days. Does he offer any insights on using them effectively?
He does. He has a whole section on the power of visuals. Images, videos, they're the kings of engagement these days. Evoke emotion, tell stories faster than words, and people are more receptive to them as promotional tools.
Okay, here's where it gets interesting. So how do we make visuals work for us? Give me the good stuff.
First, tailor it to the platform. What works on Instagram might not work on LinkedIn.
Right. Different audiences, different vibes.
Exactly. He also talks about creating unique visuals, something instantly recognizable as your brand, your visual signature.
So not just any old stock photo.
Think about your brand's personality, colors, fonts, that whole aesthetic. Consistency across platforms is key.
So people start to recognize your brand visually, even without seeing the name.
You got it. And he has this cool tactic for using visuals within sales and marketing campaigns. Think exclusive social media promotions like flash sales or discount codes revealed only through a captivating image or video.
Ooh, I like that. Makes people feel like they're in on something special.
Exactly. It creates a sense of community, rewards your loyal followers.
Okay, this is giving me a lot to think about already. And I'm ready to get into those platform-specific tips. Let's start with Facebook. What are some of McCarthy's standout strategies there?
He covers a lot, but a big one, and it seems basic but often overlooked, is filling out your business information completely. Address, contact details, website, links to other socials. Think of it as your digital storefront.
Make it easy for people to find you.
Right, and optimize that cover image. That's the first thing people see. So it needs to be visually appealing and representative of your brand, your billboard.
What about hashtags on Facebook? I've always been a little confused about whether they're even worth using there. They seem way more popular on Instagram.
Good point. They haven't taken off on Facebook quite like some predicted, but McCarthy suggests using one or two that are super relevant to your brand or industry, especially if you're cross-promoting content. It's about targeted visibility, not necessarily trending.
So showing up in relevant searches rather than trying to go viral with a trending hashtag.
Exactly. Now, let's talk Facebook ads. This is where it can get overwhelming, but he breaks it down pretty well. Boosted posts, the main ad creation tool, even the power editor.
Okay, break it down for us. Let's start with boosted posts. Those seem like the simplest way to dip your toes in.
They are. You're essentially amplifying the reach of an existing post. So say you have a post that's doing well organically, you can give it a boost to reach a wider audience.
So if a post is already getting a lot of likes and shares, I can boost it to reach even more people who might not have seen it organically.
Precisely. And you can target specific demographics, interests, so you're not just throwing money into the void.
What about the main ad creation tool? When would you use that over just boosting a post?
That gives you a lot more flexibility. You can create ads specifically designed to drive traffic to your website, promote your Facebook page, even generate leads.
So more control over the format, targeting the goal of the ad.
Exactly. And then there's Power Editor. It's designed for businesses with more complex advertising needs. Gives you even more control, but it can be intimidating if you're new to Facebook ads.
Sounds like something to graduate to after mastering the basics.
That's a good way to put it. But whatever tool you're using, he has some universal tips. First, ads need to be visually appealing. Think about what would make you stop scrolling.
Right. A boring, text-heavy ad would just get lost in the sea of visuals.
For sure. Then there's the call to action. What do you want people to do? Visit your website. Learn more. Sign up for something. You need to tell them.
So it's not enough to just create a pretty ad. It needs to have a clear purpose, a compelling message.
Absolutely. And track your results. Facebook gives you all sorts of analytics so you can see what's working and what's not.
So it sounds like the key to success with Facebook ads is a combination of creativity, strategy, and data analysis.
You got it. Ready to fly over to Twitter.
Lead the way. Twitter always feels so fast-paced. What insights does McCarthy offer for navigating that world?
Well, like Facebook, engaging content is key. But on Twitter, it's all about brevity and wit. You got to capture attention, spark conversation, all within that character limit.
It's like writing a haiku for social media.
I love that analogy. Sharing valuable content, asking thought-provoking questions, even using those Twitter polls can be really effective.
Oh yeah, I'm a sucker for a good poll. They're a fun way to get a quick pulse on what people are thinking.
And hashtags are important here too. Just like with Facebook, it's about using them strategically to increase visibility, join conversations, but without going overboard.
Right, too many hashtags and it just looks like spam.
Exactly. Now, one thing McCarthy highlights that I found interesting is using Twitter cards.
I've heard of those, but I'm not entirely sure how they work. Can you explain?
Sure. Think of them as a way to enhance your tweets with rich media. So let's say you tweet a link to your website. Instead of just the URL, a Twitter card can automatically pull in an image, a video, even a sign-up form.
So you're giving your tweets a visual boost, making them more engaging.
Precisely. And they can significantly increase click-through rates, drive more traffic to your website.
It's like giving your tweets a little extra oomph.
Exactly. He also suggests utilizing pinned tweets. You know that feature where you can pin a tweet to the top of your profile?
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
It's a great way to highlight important announcements or content you want everyone to see. A link to your latest blog post, a special promotion, even just a welcome message for new followers.
It's like a mini billboard on your profile.
Exactly. And he emphasizes using Twitter for customer service, too, responding promptly and professionally to inquiries, using Twitter search to find and engage with customers talking about your brand.
So being proactive, not just waiting for people to come to you with problems.
Precisely. It's about being present and engaged in those conversations happening around your brand.
I'm seeing a theme here with Facebook and Twitter. It's not just about posting updates and hoping for the best. It's about strategic content, consistent engagement, and being responsive.
You're picking up on the key themes. Now, are you ready to step into the more professional world of LinkedIn?
Absolutely. I've always been a little intimidated by LinkedIn, but I'm ready to learn how to use it more effectively.
It definitely has a different vibe, but McCarthy offers some great insights.
I'm all ears. What are some of the key things to keep in mind when navigating the LinkedIn landscape?
Well, first, you need both a personal profile and a company page. It's like having two sides of your professional coin.
So it's not just about connecting with other professionals as an individual. It's about building a presence for your brand, too.
Exactly. And he really stresses filling out both profiles completely and strategically. Use keywords that align with your industry and expertise. Think of it like SEO for LinkedIn.
So it's not just about listing your job titles and responsibilities. It's about crafting a compelling narrative that showcases your skills and what makes you unique.
You got it. You want to tell your professional story in a way that's engaging and informative, and use the right language to attract the right connections.
He also mentioned something called showcase pages. Are those like mini company pages?
They are. Think of them as extensions of your main company page. You can highlight specific products, services, or initiatives. For example, if you're a software company, you might have a showcase page for each of your major product lines.
I see. It's a way to get more granular and target specific audiences within your broader LinkedIn network.
Precisely. And just like with your main company page, you want to optimize your showcase pages with compelling visuals, keyword-rich descriptions, and engaging content.
This is already making me rethink my entire LinkedIn strategy.
I'm glad to hear it. Now let's talk about optimizing your personal profile. McCarthy suggests writing a catchy headline that sums up your unique value proposition. Instead of just marketing manager, you might say something like, strategic marketing leader specializing in digital growth.
I like that. It's much more specific and attention-grabbing.
Right. And he emphasizes making your profile client-facing. Instead of just listing your accomplishments, focus on how you can help potential clients or partners.
It's less about boasting and more about how you can add value to others.
Exactly. And finally, he recommends joining and actively participating in LinkedIn groups. Find groups that align with your interests and expertise, engage in discussions, share valuable content. It's a great way to connect with other professionals and build credibility.
This is all fantastic advice. But before we move on, I'm curious about what he says about LinkedIn's paid advertising options.
Good question. He does touch on sponsored updates, which are similar to boosted posts on Facebook. They allow you to increase the visibility of updates from your company page or showcase pages.
So I can target specific demographics and interests to make sure my content is reaching the right people.
Precisely. But as with any paid advertising, it's crucial to track your results and make sure you're getting a return on your investment.
It's all about being strategic and data-driven. I'm noticing some common threads across these platforms. Create strategic content, post consistently, engage with your audience, and use paid advertising judiciously.
You're absolutely right. Now, are you ready to dive into the world of video marketing on YouTube?
Lead the way. I'm ready to learn how to create engaging video content that gets views and builds my brand.
YouTube is a powerhouse, and McCarthy has a lot to say about leveraging it effectively. He starts by emphasizing the importance of branding your channel. This means creating a visually appealing banner image, uploading a high-resolution profile picture, and writing a keyword-rich channel description that tells people what your channel is all about.
So it's about creating a cohesive visual identity, just like on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Exactly. You want your channel to look professional and inviting. And you want to make it easy for people to find you when they're searching for content related to your niche.
He also talks about optimizing video metadata, right? What exactly does that mean?
It's all about making sure your videos are properly labeled so people can find them. This includes crafting a compelling title that accurately reflects the content of your video, writing a detailed description that provides more context and includes relevant keywords, and using tags to categorize your video and make it discoverable in search results.
So it's not enough to just create a great video. You need to make sure it's dressed for success.
Exactly. He also recommends creating custom thumbnails for each video.
That's interesting. I've always wondered how some YouTubers get those eye-catching thumbnails that make you want to click.
He calls it your thumbnail, a mini billboard for your video. It needs to be visually appealing, accurately represent the content, and entice people to click play.
It seems like a small thing, but it can make a big difference when you're competing with millions of other videos.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about the content itself. He offers great advice on creating engaging videos that keep people watching. He suggests planning your videos in advance, starting with a strong hook that grabs the viewer's attention and ending with a clear call to action.
So it's like storytelling, but for YouTube.
Exactly. You want to create a narrative that's informative, entertaining, and keeps people engaged from beginning to end.
What about length? Is there an ideal length for videos? I've heard people say shorter is always better.
He says the ideal length is as long as it needs to be to effectively convey your message and keep people watching. It really depends on your content and your audience.
So how do you know if your videos are too long or too short?
Pay attention to those audience retention metrics. If you see a significant drop-off at a certain point, that's a sign you might be losing people's attention.
Makes sense. It's all about finding that balance between being informative and respecting your audience's time.
You got it. Now, beyond the videos themselves, McCarthy emphasizes engaging with your YouTube community.
So it's not just about uploading and hoping people watch. It's about fostering a community around your content.
Exactly. Respond to comments, ask questions, run polls, and even consider creating video responses to engage with viewers and show you care about their feedback.
This is making me want to step up my YouTube game.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, are you ready to explore the visually driven world of Instagram?
Absolutely. I love Instagram, but I'm always looking for ways to improve my strategy and get more engagement.
McCarthy has some great insights here. He starts by emphasizing the importance of understanding the unique culture of Instagram.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What exactly does he mean by that?
He says Instagram is a platform where quality reigns supreme. It's not about posting a ton of mediocre photos. It's about carefully curating your feed and sharing visually stunning images that tell a story.
So it's less about quantity and more about quality.
Precisely. He also stresses the importance of optimizing your bio.
That tiny little space can be tricky. What are his recommendations for making the most of it?
He says it should be concise, informative, and engaging. Tell people who you are, what you do, and why they should follow you. Your elevator pitch, basically.
And of course, hashtags. They're like the lifeblood of Instagram, aren't they?
They are, but McCarthy cautions against using too many or using irrelevant hashtags. He suggests a mix of general and specific hashtags that accurately reflect your content and target audience.
So finding that sweet spot between broad reach and targeted visibility.
Exactly. And he encourages leveraging Instagram stories to connect with your audience in a more personal and authentic way.
I love stories. They're such a fun way to give your followers a behind-the-scenes look and build that personal connection.
He suggests using a variety of story formats, photos, videos, boomerangs, even live streams to keep things interesting.
And what about Instagram Direct? I feel like that feature gets overlooked sometimes.
You're right. McCarthy highlights the potential of Instagram Direct for building community and providing exclusive content to your followers. It's a great way to reward your loyal fans with special offers, sneak peeks, or personalized messages.
I'm definitely going to start using Direct more strategically. Now, I know Vine is long gone, but does McCarthy still talk about it in the book?
He does, and even though the platform is gone, the principles of creating engaging short-form video content are still incredibly relevant today, especially with TikTok and Instagram Reels.
So what can we learn from McCarthy's Vine tips that we can apply to these other platforms?
He emphasizes planning your videos in advance, even though they're only a few seconds long. Treat each video like a mini-movie with a beginning, middle, and end.
So even in those 6 seconds, you need to tell a compelling story.
Exactly. He also encourages experimenting with different filming techniques, stop motion animation, looping videos, even sound-only videos to create something unique and attention-grabbing.
These are great tips. I'm feeling inspired to get more creative with my short-form videos.
That's what it's all about. Now, are you ready to explore a platform that might seem a little unexpected for businesses? Snapchat.
Snapchat, I thought that was just for teens sending disappearing photos.
It might seem that way, but Snapchat has a lot to offer brands that are willing to embrace its unique features, ready to get snappy.
Let's do it. What does McCarthy have to say about using Snapchat for marketing?
He highlights the ephemeral nature of Snapchat content, the fact that snaps disappear after a short period of time, as both a challenge and an opportunity. It creates a sense of urgency and exclusivity.
So you have to catch it while you can, or you'll miss it.
Exactly. He suggests using Snapchat to share behind-the-scenes content, offer limited-time promotions, and even provide personalized customer service.
I can see how Snapchat could be a really valuable tool for building relationships with your audience in a way that feels more personal and less polished than some of the other platforms.
Absolutely. He also talks about using Snapchat's creative tools like filters, doodles, and lenses to add personality and flair to your snaps.
It seems like Snapchat is all about being playful and authentic, which can be a great way to connect with a younger audience.
Exactly. He encourages brands to experiment with different content formats and find what works best for their audience.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of ideas for Snapchat. This is great. Now, let's wrap up our platform-specific tour with the world of blogging. I know blogging has been around for a while, but it's still a valuable tool for businesses.
It is. McCarthy stresses the importance of using visuals in blog posts. Just like on social media, he suggests including high-quality images and videos to enhance your written content and break up those long blocks of text.
I definitely find blogs with visuals much more engaging and memorable. They help break up the monotony of just reading text.
He also suggests adding alt text to your images. Not only does this help with SEO, but it also provides a description for images that are pinned to Pinterest.
That's a great point. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
Exactly. He also recommends adding author bios to your blog posts so people can learn more about you and connect with you on other platforms.
It helps humanize the brand and build credibility. What other blogging tips does he offer?
He stresses encouraging email subscriptions. Building an email list is a powerful way to stay connected with your readers and share your latest content directly with them.
It's like building your own little tribe of loyal followers who want to hear from you.
Exactly. He suggests using pop-up forms and offering incentives like free downloads or discount codes to encourage people to subscribe.
Okay, these are all great tips. I'm already thinking about how I can implement them on my own blog. Now, before we wrap up our deep dive into 500 social media marketing tips, I want to touch on something we discussed earlier, analytics. We've talked about creating engaging content, building relationships, and finding your voice. But if you're not tracking your results, you're essentially flying blind.
I completely agree. You can have the most creative social media strategy in the world, but if you're not measuring your success and learning from your mistakes, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to improve.
So what are some of the key metrics we should be paying attention to?
Well, it depends on your goals. If you're looking to increase brand awareness, you might focus on metrics like reach, impressions, and mentions.
So how many people are seeing your content talking about your brand?
Exactly. If your goal is to drive traffic to your website, you'll want to track click-through rates from your social media posts.
And if you're looking to generate leads or sales, you want to track conversions.
Precisely. And the good news is that most social media platforms offer built-in analytics dashboards that provide a wealth of data about your performance. You can see which posts are getting the most engagement, which hashtags are driving the most traffic, and which demographics are most interested in your content.
That's a great starting point.
Yeah.
But are there any other tools or resources that McCarthy recommends for really digging into the data?
He mentions Google Analytics as a powerful tool for tracking website traffic coming from social media. You can see which platforms are sending you the most visitors, which pages they're looking at, how long they're staying on your site.
Oh, I love Google Analytics. It's a treasure trove of information.
Right. He also suggests checking out third-party social media management tools like Buffer and Hootsuite. These tools can give you even more in-depth analytics and reporting, plus they can help you schedule posts, manage multiple accounts, all in one place.
It's like having a social media command center at your fingertips. But no matter which tools you're using, the key takeaway is to regularly review your data and use those insights to inform your strategy.
Exactly. Social media is all about experimenting, analyzing the results, and making adjustments to see what works best for you.
It's like being a social media scientist, constantly testing and tweaking to find the perfect formula.
I love that.
This has been so insightful. I feel like I have a much deeper understanding of the strategies and tactics that can help me succeed in the ever-evolving world of social media marketing.
That's wonderful to hear. And remember, this is just the beginning. Social media is constantly changing, so stay curious, stay engaged, and always be open to new possibilities.
It's a journey, not a destination. I love that.
Absolutely. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's switch gears a bit and talk about one of the most important aspects of social media that often gets overlooked, the human connection.
I love that you're bringing this up. It's so easy to get caught up in the algorithms and the metrics, but ultimately, social media is about connecting with real people.
It is. And when we focus on building those authentic relationships, everything else falls into place. McCarthy reminds us that behind every like, comment, and share is a real human being with their own unique story and perspective.
It's easy to forget that in the digital world.
Right. And if we can tap into that human element, create content that truly resonates with people on an emotional level, that's where the magic happens.
So how do we make that human connection in a world that's increasingly digital and often feels impersonal?
McCarthy emphasizes being authentic, transparent, and engaging in genuine conversations. It's not about hiding behind a corporate facade. It's about letting your brand's personality shine through and connecting with people on a human level.
So being relatable, approachable, and showing that there are real people behind the brand.
Exactly. And he encourages being responsive to comments and messages. It shows that you're listening and you care.
It's like the difference between sending a mass email and having an actual one-on-one conversation.
I love that analogy. Social media gives us this amazing opportunity to connect with our audience in a way that was never possible before.
It's a powerful reminder that social media, at its core, is all about human connection.
It really is. You know, it's interesting. McCarthy talks about finding your voice in all this. It's so crucial, but it's easy to overlook.
Yeah, I think it can be intimidating, too.
Right. Like, how do you stand out in this sea of content?
Exactly. Especially when everyone seems to be following the same trend.
It's like being in a giant orchestra. Every brand has its own instrument to play, but what makes your brand stand out from all the noise? That's the question.
And I think it's easy to get caught up in mimicking what other successful brands are doing. But McCarthy's right. Authenticity is key.
Totally. He encourages businesses to, really embrace their individuality, connect with their audience in a way that feels genuine. It's not about trying to be everything to everyone. It's about resonating with the right people, the people who connect with your values, your message.
So it's about finding your tribes, basically. But how do you even begin to find your voice? Seems kind of abstract.
It starts with understanding your brand, your core values, your mission, what makes you unique, what are you passionate about, what do you want to be known for?
Okay, that makes sense. So once you've got a good grasp on your brand identity, how do you translate that into your social media presence?
Well, you start to infuse that personality into your content. Everything from your captions to your visuals should reflect who you are as a brand.
So it's about being consistent with that personality, whether it's a funny tweet, an inspiring Instagram story, even a blog post.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to experiment. Try different things. See what resonates with your audience. You'll discover what feels authentic to your brand and what your followers respond to.
It's like finding your personal style, but for your brand.
I love that analogy. And remember, finding your voice is an ongoing process. It's something you continually refine as your brand grows.
That's a good point. It's not a one-time thing. Now, I wanted to touch on something else McCarthy talks about. Collaboration. Social media doesn't have to be a competition, right?
Absolutely not. In fact, he really emphasizes the power of collaborating with other brands, with influencers, even with your own followers.
I love that. It's a win-win for everyone.
Right. You can expand your reach, tap into new audiences, build a stronger sense of community.
It's like building a social media ecosystem where everyone benefits. So what are some practical ways brands can collaborate? Give us some examples.
Sure. Partner with influencers who align with your values. Run a joint contest or giveaway with another brand. Guest post on another blog or social media account.
I can definitely see how all those strategies could introduce your brand to new people.
Exactly. And don't forget about user-generated content. Encourage your followers to share their experiences with your brand.
Oh, that's a good one. It's authentic, engaging, and it builds trust.
Right. It's like having an army of brand ambassadors spreading the word for you.
Okay, we've covered so much ground today. I feel like my brain is exploding with ideas.
Me too. McCarthy's book is a treasure trove. It just goes to show you the power of social media marketing.
It really is a game changer. And he's given us so many practical tools and strategies to use.
Absolutely. But like we've been saying, it's a constantly evolving landscape. So stay curious, keep learning, and don't be afraid to try new things.
Always be willing to adapt. Now, before we wrap up this episode, I want to bring up a platform we haven't talked about yet. Pinterest. I feel like it often gets overlooked.
You're right. Pinterest doesn't always get the attention it deserves. People think it's just for recipes and DIY projects, but it's so much more than that.
It is, right? It's a visual search engine, a source of inspiration, and a really powerful platform for driving traffic to your website.
Exactly. And McCarthy offers some great tips for making the most of Pinterest for your business.
Okay, I'm all ears. What's the secret sauce?
Well, he emphasizes creating high-quality, visually appealing pins. Think beautiful photography, eye-catching graphics, things that will make people stop scrolling.
So not just pinning any random image you find.
Right. It's about creating pins that are relevant to your target audience and make them want to click through to your website.
Pinterest is such a great platform for that too, because people are already in discovery mode. They're looking for ideas and inspiration.
Exactly. And he recommends creating boards that are organized around specific themes. So if you're a fashion brand, you might have boards for different styles, occasions, seasons.
It's about telling a visual story and making it easy for people to find what they're looking for.
Exactly. And don't forget about group boards.
Oh yeah, those are great for expanding your reach.
They are. It's like collaborating with other Pinterest users. You're sharing each other's content and reaching new audiences.
It's a win-win.
Mhm.
And speaking of collaboration, I remember McCarthy also talking about the importance of engaging with other Pinterest users.
Follow relevant boards, repin content you like, leave thoughtful comments, be an active member of the community.
It's not just about pinning your own stuff. It's about being a good Pinterest neighbor, engaging with others, and contributing to the platform.
Right. And remember, Pinterest is a visual search engine, so keywords are crucial. Use relevant keywords in your board titles, your pin descriptions, even your profile bio so people can find you.
So it's like SEO, but for Pinterest.
Exactly. Now here's another platform McCarthy mentions that might surprise you. Snapchat.
Snapchat, I always thought that was just for teenagers.
I know, right? It might seem unexpected, but it actually has a lot to offer for businesses. It just takes a little creativity. Are you ready to get snappy?
Sure, let's hear it. What's the scoop on Snapchat?
Well, the biggest thing to understand about Snapchat is that it's all about ephemeral content. Snaps disappear after a short period of time.
So you have to catch it while you can.
Exactly. And McCarthy suggests using this to your advantage by creating a sense of urgency and exclusivity. Share behind-the-scenes sneak peeks, limited-time offers, things that people will be excited to see right now.
I like that. It's like tapping into FOMO, the fear of missing out.
Exactly. And because of that ephemeral nature, Snapchat tends to feel more personal, less polished than some of the other platforms.
Which can be a good thing. People are craving authenticity.
Absolutely. And don't forget about all the fun, creative tools you can use. Filters, doodles, lenses, they all add personality to your snaps.
It seems like Snapchat is all about being playful and creative, which can be a great way to connect with a younger audience.
For sure. And as with any platform, experimentation is key. Try different things and see what works best for you.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential of Snapchat. Now let's wrap up our platform-specific exploration with the world of blogging. I know blogs have been around forever, but they're still a valuable tool, right?
They are. McCarthy talks about the importance of using visuals in blog posts, just like we've been talking about with social media.
I definitely agree. Images and videos make blogs so much more engaging. It's a nice break from all that text.
Exactly. He suggests adding alt text to your images, too.
Oh, yeah. It's good for SEO, and it makes your content more accessible,
Right. And he recommends adding author bios to your blog posts.
which helps put a face to the name and build a connection with your readers.
Exactly. He also stresses encouraging email subscriptions.
Yes, the email list. That's so crucial.
It is. Building an email list is one of the best ways to stay connected with your readers and share your content directly with them.
It's like having your own little VIP club.
Right. He suggests offering incentives like a free download or a discount code to encourage people to sign up.
Those are all great tips. Okay, before we wrap up our deep dive, let's circle back to something we talked about earlier, analytics. We've covered a lot of ground, but if you're not tracking your results, how do you know what's working?
You're absolutely right. It's so easy to get caught up in all the creative aspects of social media marketing, but analytics are crucial.
So remind us again, what are the key metrics we should be paying attention to?
Well, it depends on your goals. If you're focused on brand awareness, you want to look at reach, impressions, mentions. Are people seeing your content, talking about your brand?
Who's about getting your name out there?
Exactly. If your goal is to drive traffic to your website, you'll want to track click-through rates. How many people are actually clicking on the links you share?
Makes sense. And if you're looking to generate leads or sales, you need to track conversions.
Precisely. And the good news is most social media platforms offer built-in analytics dashboards that give you tons of data.
That's helpful. But are there any other tools or resources McCarthy recommends for really digging into the data?
He's a big fan of Google Analytics for tracking website traffic from social media. You can see which platforms are sending you the most visitors, which pages are most popular.
Oh, Google Analytics is my best friend. I love all the insights it gives you.
Right. He also suggests exploring some third-party tools like Buffer or Hootsuite. They can offer even more in-depth analytics, plus they help with things like scheduling posts and managing multiple accounts.
It's like having a social media Swiss Army knife.
Exactly. But the most important thing, regardless of what tools you're using, is to actually look at your data and use it to make decisions.
Don't just let it sit there gathering dust.
Right. It's all about analyzing, adapting, and optimizing your strategy. It's an ongoing process.
Social media marketing is definitely not a set it and forget it kind of thing. This deep dive has been so insightful. I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm excited to put all these tips into action.
I'm glad to hear it. And remember, social media is constantly evolving, so stay curious, stay engaged, and have fun.
Absolutely. And on that note, I think it's time to shift gears and talk about something that's at the heart of all of this.
What's that?
The human connection. Yeah, it's so easy to get lost in the technical stuff and forget that at the end of the day, we're trying to connect with real people.
Exactly. And McCarthy really stresses that, Building those genuine relationships is what makes it all work. And it takes time, he says.
It does. You can't expect instant results.
Right. Building a strong presence takes time and effort. It's not some quick fix. It's an investment in the long run. McCarthy even compares it to gardening.
Oh, I like that.
You plant the seeds, you nurture them, you have to be patient. You can't just expect everything to bloom overnight.
So true. And social media can be rewarding too, just like watching your garden grow.
Absolutely. You see those connections blossom, your community grow, you reach your goals. And he also mentions, don't forget to have fun with it.
That's so important.
It is. If you're not enjoying the process, it's going to show. McCarthy encourages experimenting, trying new things, See what works for you. There's no one right way to do social media. It's about finding your own groove, what feels authentic to your brand and resonates with your people.
I think that's a great note to end on. We've learned so much from 500 social media marketing tips today. It's been a fantastic deep dive.
It has. McCarthy gives us so many practical tools and strategies, so many things to think about.
It's definitely given me a lot to think about, a lot to try out. And it's inspiring, too, just to see all the potential social media has.
It really is. So go out there, stay curious, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay true to your brand and your own unique voice.
Love that. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear from you. What are your biggest takeaways from this deep dive? What strategies are you excited to implement? Share your thoughts, your questions, your social media wins with us. We're all in this together. And until next time, keep on diving deep.